I'm sorry?
It just started raining.
Mr. Zuckerberg, do I have your full attention?
No.
Do you think I deserve it?
What?
Do you think I deserve your full attention?
I had to swear an oath before we began this deposition, and I don't want to perjure myself, so I have a legal obligation to say no.
Okay, no. You don't think I deserve your attention?
I think if your clients want to sit on my shoulders and call themselves tall, they have a right to give it a try, but there's no requirement that I enjoy sitting here listening to people lie. You have part of my attention. You have the minimum amount. The rest of my attention is back at the offices of Facebook, where my colleagues and I are doing things that no one in this room, including and especially your clients, are intellectually or creatively capable of doing. Did I adequately answer your condescending question?
Hi everyone and welcome back to Media. This week's review came from a challenge. I was asked to review a movie based on a true story. So I put a poll out to the film community and gave you 4 choices: The Social Network, Richard Jewell, Schindler's List, and Dunkirk. And the winner by a clear margin was The Social Network. So let's dive into this masterpiece of modern cinema. The Social Network is one of those films that people underestimate because they think it's just the Facebook movie. But let me tell you right now, that mindset couldn't be further from the truth. This is a razor-sharp drama, a psychological thriller, a character study, and a portrait of ambition, ego, and betrayal. Whether any of it is 100% accurate doesn't matter to me, because what matters is the storytelling, and the storytelling here is just next level. David Fincher is a director who rarely misses. You look at his filmography, Seven, Gone Girl, The Zodiac, and The Social Network sits comfortably beside them as yet another example of just how good he is at creating tension, atmosphere, and emotional precision. The visuals in this movie are incredible. Every shot feels deliberate. The cold colour palette mirrors the emotional detachment of the characters, especially Mark. The way Fincher frames conversations, often isolating Mark in the shot even when he's surrounded by people, visually reinforces that he's always on the outside looking in. And then you've got the incredible score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's incredible. That cold, pulsing electronic sound practically turns the movie into a psychological thriller. It gives the film this anxious heartbeat, like the tension is always simmering underneath every conversation. The soundtrack is iconic for a reason. It elevates everything. One thing I absolutely love about The Social Network is its structure. Instead of telling the story in a simple chronological way, it constantly jumps between the rise of Facebook and the 2 different lawsuits happening afterwards. This dual timeline approach does 2 things really effectively. Firstly, it keeps the pacing electric, and secondly, it mirrors the chaos around Mark, success and consequences playing out side by side. In terms of the story itself, it follows Mark Zuckerberg, a genius with a gift for programming, but someone who seems to struggle with every aspect of being an actual human being. After being dumped, he spirals into a late-night coding frenzy that eventually leads to the foundations of Facebook. But as Facebook grows, so does the damage. His best friend, Eduardo Saverin, the one who backed him from day one, gets slowly pushed aside. Meanwhile, the Winklevoss twins claim Mark stole their idea, and Sean Parker enters the picture, adding fuel, ego, chaos, and the illusion of limitless success. What I love about this story is that it's not just about the creation of a website. It's about the cost of ambition. It's about how loyalty dissolves when power enters the room. And it's about someone who wants to be included so badly that he destroys every meaningful relationship he has in the process. The cast here is phenomenal. Jesse Eisenberg delivers what I would say is the best performance of his career as Mark Zuckerberg. He plays him with this precise blend of intelligence, social awkwardness, emotional coldness, and quiet resentment. He alienates everyone around him, and yet you never feel like he's doing it out of malice. It's more like he just doesn't know how to connect with people. Then Andrew Garfield. My god. Garfield as Eduardo Saverin is the emotional centre of this film. Watching his friendship with Mark decline is tough. You feel every moment he gets pushed out until it finally explodes in that incredible confrontation scene where he smashes Mark's laptop down and tells him to lawyer up. The intensity in Garfield's performance here is unreal. And let's talk about Justin Timberlake. Who knew he had this in him? His Sean Parker is charming, manipulative, paranoid, and reckless. Everything the story needed. Aaron Sorkin's screenplay is cutthroat. The dialogue is sharp, fast, and full of bite. But then out of nowhere, it's surprisingly funny at times. Sorkin has this ability to make two people sitting at a table sound more dramatic than a fistfight. And because the film is built around depositions and conversations, the script had so much weight to carry. Thankfully, Sorkin writes dialogue like it's a weapon. Every line hits hard. Look, if you've avoided this film because you think it's just a movie about Facebook, I implore you, give it a chance. This movie isn't about a website. It's about greed, betrayal, friendship, genius, insecurity, and the price of trying to matter in a world that doesn't care about you. It's drama, it's thriller, it's intense, fascinating, and honestly timeless. Now, I don't know how factually accurate every detail is, but my review isn't about the accuracy, it's about filmmaking. And from a filmmaking perspective, this thing is exceptional. And then we get that perfect ending. Rashida Jones's line of, "You're not an arsehole, Mark, you're just trying so hard to be," basically sums up the entire movie in one sentence. And then it's just Mark refreshing his ex-girlfriend's profile alone in a conference room, waiting for a notification that will never come. It's perfect. He's brilliant but deeply insecure, successful but profoundly lonely, a visionary but emotionally stunted. The Social Network is a masterpiece. Every time I rewatch it, I'm reminded just how flawlessly it all comes together. So I'm giving The Social Network a 5 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below telling me which true story you want me to tackle next. This is Media, and I'll catch you at the next one.